Ooh, my favorite.
Constantly licking his lips and seems to be sweating all the time.
Is he human?
He is indeed human.
Okay.
Ah,
And he says, "Yeah, what can I do for you?"
well, you must be Morrow. We've been told you are a man who knows a lot about the goings-on here in the tent city here, and we are here looking for some information, and I would like to have maybe a comfortable chat with you just for a minute, if you have a minute to spare. Uh, we're looking for somebody, and knowing that you know so much, perhaps you might be willing to help us in exchange, perhaps for some coin for your knowledge, if you should have any. Uh, do you have a minute to listen to us?
I've always got a minute to listen if there's coin involved.
All right, then. Well, what we're looking for is a wizard who often comes here. You probably have heard of him, Valen Night Sky. And asking around thus far, it seems that no one has seen him for several days now. Perhaps he was here and then left, or perhaps something else happened. Um, we're looking for any information that you might have that would help us learn about where he may have gone to.
Heard something about gold.
Yep, got some gold here in the party treasure pouch.
No, you heard coin.
Coin. Well, there's gold coins. Just to get a scale of what things might cost here, what do you think a pig normally goes for in this place, Leveril?
A whole pig probably goes for, I don't know, 5 gold.
Right. Well, I'll reach into my pouch of party gold and pull out 5 gold and say, how's this for starters? Perhaps you can recall something for us. Certainly more. The more information you have, I'm sure the more it'd be worth.
Yeah, I've seen the wizard. A couple of guys actually, brought the old wizard's corpse to me late at night about a week ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I see. Let me pull out another 5 gold. So,
that wasn't 5 gold worth of information.
Who might have brought the wizard? Anything what happened to him? I assume.
He says, "Well, it appears the mage had been stabbed in the back. I honestly don't know who the men were. I know better than to ask names. I don't kill people. I only quietly clean up the mess when others do."
I see. Well, it seems like a lucrative business here in this tent city. Can you tell us, even though you don't know the men, and obviously no names were exchanged, of course, but perhaps you might, have noticed something odd or particular about one or any of the fine gentlemen who brought their business to you?
So he intently looks at the 10 gold pieces. What have you done with it? So you've offered him 5 and then 10. Have you handed them to him? Are they on the table? What's going on there?
I'm gonna put them. I'll put them right down on the table, and I'll reach into my pouch as if there's more to come.
He says, "Well, seems like you're pretty interested in what's going on here with whatever happened to the wizard."
Strictly business.
Sure. His business is over, that's for sure, so I don't see any harm in that. For 5 more gold, I could probably give you some information you're looking for.
Well, I think we can do that. So I'll pull out 5 more gold. We're up to 15 gold, which is a lot of gold. Could buy a lot of beers with that.
It is. So he kind of puts his hand over the stack and he says, I seen one of the ruffians who brought Valen's body playing dice in a gambling tent near the south edge of Bildabaris. The tent is marked by a pair of red dice on the outside.
I see.
But you didn't hear that from me.
Oh, of course not. No, we're
It's gonna cost you.
very, very discreet here. All right. Stabbed in the back by a couple of ruffians, perhaps, that dragged him in here. That seems odd. Usually wizards are pretty circumspect with who they turn their back to.
Lev, can you remind me what's in our barrels?
Glacial mead.
Where would we get the best price for some glacial mead?
Well, this is a trade meet after all. You know, realistically, if you waited till more near the end, if it was good glacial mead, you waited more near towards the end of Build-A-Bars, but not too long, so there's still everybody here, but the beer supply might be running low. That would be the time, not necessarily the place.
And how many more days is it before the end?
Oh, you've still got like another 3 weeks to a month.
Maybe we could use it in a game of chance as our entry prize.
Yeah, you're not there, buddy.
I'm listening behind the tent. Very.
We just hear this voice come from outside the tent.
Yes, I'm investigating from the noise.
So what is the plan?
Well, we're actually sent, kind of whispering amongst ourselves, to retrieve some expensive components that were apparently in the possession of Valen Night Sky. Whoever did away with him may actually have his belongings at this point.
One last question.
Mm-hmm.
Did the wizards have a tent? And do you know where it is?
This is, I really don't know the wizard. So all I know is his body that came in. I couldn't tell you.
So that was his last question. I still have a question for you, actually. So on our way here, we were kind of ambushed by some brigand. What is it? The brigands?
Mm-hmm.
We dispatched most of them, but we have one following us tied up behind our cart here. Is there anyone here that has been wronged by these people that might be interested in taking this guy off our hands?
There's plenty of people that have been wronged by brigands around here. You know, as far as who would want to take him off your hands, he goes, I don't deal with the living problems. I only deal with the dead ones.
We'll be back.
Okay.
I'm going to step out of the tent.
Okay.
I'm satisfied as well. Thank you for your time. Perhaps we will see you again in the next few days if we have any luck.
Well, you and your pouch of gold is always welcome back.
So I
Thank
just
you.
want to ask him, who would you say has been the most wronged by these people?
Listen, there are brigands on the road every day when it comes to the Build-A-Bars. You know, they're always trying to rob people coming to sell their wares or have just, you know, purchased wares or leaving after selling their wares. They're everywhere.
These gentlemen that came by, there's no chance that they were wearing silver armbands or a silver armband on an arm that you saw.
You could show him one.
You could show them one.
He kind of, you know, looks at you, looks at your gold pouch, looks at you.
Well, this thing's pure silver.
Yes, it is.
Perhaps you want to add it to your collection.
No, thank you.
Not interested, huh?
Not interested in that.
All right.
I'm satisfied.
Let's go out.
Okay. So you guys leave the tent. I
Do
assume.
you guys think the
Ooh.
after we step outside, Morrow there seemed to have some kind of reaction when we mentioned the armband. So I think we might consider that.
Are you suggesting to pay him more?
No. I think we got that information as a bonus. I'm just thinking that we want to keep that in mind. You don't think there's any chance that there was some kind of a double cross? You know, maybe they knew of this mead shipment coming through because, you know, they were in contact with Valen Night Sky. Maybe they double crossed him or something, trying to take, you know, everything for themselves.
Maybe the wizard lost in a game of chance and didn't pay up on what he had entered in, and ultimately they took care of it one way or the other. I don't know.
All right.
Just to be clear, Thorfe, he may have been hinting that he had more information about the people with the armbands, and he was waiting for money.
You think? Maybe. Could be. Do you want to? I think I can go back in and ask. I have no problem with that, and seeing if he's still working on it.
I would try for a smaller amount, maybe 2 gold.
Hey, we're running low.
What about a
No more food for Cowboy.
What about instead of gold? I'm sure there must be groups of people who buy and sell slaves or assistants that maybe we could give him this brigand in lieu of coin.
He didn't seem very interested in the brigand. Did it seem?
If he didn't want the armband, he's not going to want the witness.
Right.
Well, I'd like to go and check out that gaming tent at some point.
Yeah, we should do that. It's right up your alley. I'm going to go back into the tent then, since we've discussed the possibility of maybe it's worth a little bit more questioning of Morrow, the pigman, Cuckoo Kachu, and see if we can possibly get a little bit more information about these brigands. Maybe there is more to know.
Okay, so
Okay.
you re-enter the tent. Is it just you?
Just me this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of, saunter over and ask him. Morrow, you've been most helpful, and I can't help but wonder if maybe you know a little bit more about these brigands wearing these armbands and how they might have been related to the business that we're looking to conduct in our search for what happened to Night Sky. You seem to have. I can see a twinkle in your eye, and I think perhaps we might be able to get a little bit more information that could definitely help us in our quest, and I'm certainly willing to compensate you for it.
How you do it?
He says, well, I do like to be well compensated. What did you have in mind?
Well, I certainly could give you a little bit more gold. We've got a little bit left if that's what you're most interested in. But perhaps after work, later on, be happy to provide you with a fine meal, a chance to relax. I'll certainly pay for beverages, and I'm sure if you've been working hard all day, you probably wouldn't mind a chance to unwind a little bit.
You thought he was sweating before.
So,
Where are you again? Where are you from again, Thorfe?
Yeah, Thorfe, the Hoar Frost explorer.
So, 1 second. I gotta do this correctly. My goodness.
Are you showing a little leg?
Yeah,
Well, we're dwarves. They're all little legs.
Nice.
It's probably got more hair than you do on your whole body.
So he looks you up and down, and he says, No. How about we just stick to the gold?
Oh,
I'll cough into my arm, and
Vampire cough.
I'll well, certainly that's doable. How about another 3 gold?
Oh, I see. Must be getting light in the pockets. Okay. He says, these things started popping up, the past 6 or 8 months. Rumor is it's a band of brigands that call themselves the Cross Swords. Pretty brazen, if you ask me, to display an armband out where everybody can see it, especially after it's not as much of a secret as it used to be. But this is what they do.
So I'm guessing that these guys, there maybe even been an uptick in business around here for you, perhaps, if these guys are so brazen, as you put it.
Business is never slow during the Build-A-Virus.
Did you know Valen Night Sky?
Never seen him before.
Huh. Okay. Well, I've been told he's a regular. You know, every festival he comes and usually stays.
Well, my regulars usually aren't the type of people that your friend probably associated with. Otherwise, he'd probably still be alive.
Yeah, we're getting that picture. All right. Well, if there's anything else you can recall about his condition when he came in, I mean, you say he was stabbed in the back, brought in by a couple of guys, probably affiliated with this brazen group of crossed swords. Do you think these are the same guys that might be conducting the gambling down at that tent with the red dice?
Probably.
All right. Well, Morrow, it's been a true pleasure speaking with you. I'm glad to have made a friend here, since this is my first time visiting the festival, and perhaps I'll see you around.
Well, for your sake, I hope I don't see you the way I see most people.
Agreed. All right, I'll say good day, and I will pass along out the door, out of the tent, and relay all the information we just heard.
Okay. So there you guys have it, guys and girls. You've heard it all. It's been translated and relayed to you. What is the plan? It is starting to get a little later in the day.
Okay.
I'd like to go to the gambling tent.
yes.
Anyone want to go with me?
Let's find out.
What should we do with this guy?
Well,
Do we Lev, as we go through the tent city, are there any tents that seem to be?
we could give them to the pig man.
Are there any tents that are selling like slaves or
No.
farm hands?
No, there's no human sales.
Okay.
So just stand on the back of the wagon as we're going, saying "Slave for sale."
I am not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Me either.
No.
No, me either. But we got to do something with him.
And we're going to leave him tied up.
All right. Do you want to? Does somebody want to? Should we move down and try to find this? This
Red
tent.
dice tent? Yes.
Yeah.
The gambling
Maybe
tent.
do a little investigation down there. A little bit of see what we can pick up. We can learn.
Got any
Excuse
more
me.
coin to lose?
Well, maybe somebody can be persuasive and pick pick up some
So
information.
you guys are making your way through the streets, and it's pretty obvious that, you know, as nighttime approaches, things are getting a little rowdier. Okay, people are a little more drunk. There's, you know, every once in a while there's some pushing and shoving, some words. It's getting a little wild as nighttime approaches, and the issue of the cart getting between the tents is becoming more and more of an issue.
All right, we got to do something. So, other people bring their wares to the market here. Are there places where wagons are like staged? Like, is there like a parking lot for wagons?
So there are places where you could pay to have your wagon and pig stored.
Well, they
but
watch the
that's-
guy too.
And that you could ask him, but
Sure.
there's also what a lot of people do is if they don't want to pay, they go to the outskirts and kind of you know, move away a little bit and set up their own little camp, so to speak, and put their stuff there.
Yeah, no.
I think we
Okay.
should
How many
consider
barrels
paying
of-
for
how
protection.
many barrels of ale do we have on this thing?
Look like 8.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
it look,
8 big casks.
yeah. And how much is that worth?
Well, you
Must
were
be a
going
lot.
to trade it for 100 gold pieces worth of
Spell components.
spell components.
There you go. We're not leaving 100.
But the
gold out in
person we were
wilderness.
going to trade him to is dead.
Yeah, But
So
we're not going to leave 100 gold pieces out in the wilderness.
Right, but we're expected to bring back those spell components, if possible.
Well,
Right.
go
So
find the guy.
let's bring it to the place that's gonna watch it,
Right.
Yeah.
and we'll see what the security looks like at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you guys are making your way kind of to what would be normally like a stable / you know, wagon, you know, tack and harness and all that good stuff. You know, you find where they've got them parked in tight. They still have a little bit of room. It's, you know, you start to come up with the wagon. Guy sees you right away. As soon as you start coming up with a pig in the wagon, he's like, "Oh yeah, he's probably coming here." This guy says, "Good evening, fellas. Looking to stow your gear?
Yes.
No problem. We can handle that. 5 silver pieces a day."
And what kind of security do you have here?
None. We don't guarantee any items left in your wagon. You know, obviously we're here looking around, but there's no guarantees.
Take a look around what other people are leaving here. Is there anything of value that's being left here with their wagons?
There's a few things, right? So you're not seeing anything, you know, there's no gold hanging out of anywhere, no jewelry hanging out of anywhere, but there are, you know, sacks of grain and, you know, barrels of supplies and things like that. Big bulky things can be left here on the wagon. It seems like, you know, if there was small valuable stuff, that might not be a good idea, but big bulky kegs, you know, probably okay. But again, no guarantees.
Okay.
is there only the one entrance in and out?
No, there's not even really an entrance. There's just like an area that they have kind of spread their tents out, leaving a gap in between the tents to the middle, and they shuffle everything around, kind of like a valet parking situation, right? They just move it around to make it work.
Well,
we're getting left with less and less choice.
Well, I mean, these, you know,
Whatever.
I'll be saying out loud, these casks of wine, you know, aren't the best. So I don't think we have to worry too much.
right.
Okay, nice.
So I'm bringing the guard, I'm the brigand over to the edge of the wagon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm asking him, so what do you know about this red dice tent, gambling tent? And I'm using my insight to see if he's gonna try to lie to me.
No more.
Give me an insight check in the tower.
No more.
He says, yeah, I gamble there all the time. He doesn't appear to be lying.
Are your buddies there? As I'm securing his hand to the back of the
The what?
the wagon, I'm securing his hand to the wagon.
Okay. He says, well, yeah, I gamble there all the time. I have some friends there.
This is your last chance to. I'm looking for if you have your brigand friends, part of your sword, double-cross sword people, work out of there.
There are usually some of them in there.
He's
didn't
annoying.
lie.
He's annoying me, so I'm taking my maul. And now that I've secured his hand to the trailer, I am then crushing all 4 of his fingers in an attempt to break them.
Well, it's pretty easy. His hand is tied down, and you're swinging a maul. So, that is not a problem. You go ahead and smash his fingers, and he screams bloody murder.
I'm going to ask you again.
He starts cursing up the storm and, yelling, what the fuck? And, and what the hell kind of person are you? And he's trying to kick at you, trying to get you away. He's doing all that.
I'm going to grab the back of his head and I said, I'm going to break all your teeth if you don't stop it.
Well, you're just so that you know, people are starting to pay attention. You're starting to have people come over.
Okay.
Okay. And he says, what do you want to know? I answered your question. What is the problem?
You know what I'm trying to get to. Stop playing games with me. Are your group that attacked us?
I don't know if they're there. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. I don't know
Okay.
where they are.
Perfect. Where are they?
I don't know where they are. I just said that to you.
You don't. Where do you sleep in this whole city?
It depends. Different places, different days. We just roll with the wind. We don't stay in one spot.
That's true.
Thank you.
He says, screw you.
That's it. Smack them in the face.
Oh, okay. All right, now you've got some people coming over.
Nothing to see
They're
here.
like, hey, what's going on over here?
Just a misunderstanding. I think
Nothing.
we've got it resolved now.
You just tied up and you're beating him. What kind of misunderstanding is that?
His
Well,
friends,
he's
his friends attacked us.
He's
Move
possessed
along.
in the mind. He's possessed in the head. He's got the demon spirit in his brain.
yeah. Yeah.
He's the problem, huh? How about you untie him?
Move
Yeah,
along.
maybe. Yeah, they'll shoot another crossbow bolt at me. Look at him. He shot my hair.
Give me a persuasion check.
Mind your business and move
I
along.
got your persuasion right here. Hold on. In the tower, you said?
In the tie.
Pretty persuasive when it comes to telling people to
So,
mind their
so
own
the guy
business.
says, we'll finish up with him and let him go. Don't drag this out. This is not good.
Fair enough.
Move along. Mind your business.
I know a pig man that might want to talk to him.
He says, and who are you talking to?
Are you talking to me?
You.
No, he's talking to Berend.
Oh.
I'm talking to you. Mind your business and move along.
Watch your tongue, buddy.
I stick it out and go. Watch that.
Yeah. Always one drunk guy ruining the fun at Bill the Bars.
Yeah. Move along. Mind your
Clown.
business.
You're a clown, he says.
Eat my shorts.
I'm gonna talk to the guy that we're storing this with. I says, who's close by that we can give, which tribal leader can we give this brigand to be dealt with the local laws?
He says, look, you can give him to any one of the tribal leaders. Dealt with by local laws could mean they could cut his head off at the moment, or they could pat him on the back and set him free. He goes, I'm not sure which one. It all depends on who he's connected with and what's going on. You could head over to the biggest group, which was in the Northeast. Yeah. And hand him over to them.
Let's
But
do that.
you're not always going to get the result you're looking for. They'll either kill him or let him go, or some in between. But I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Right now, I just don't want him anymore.
Well,
Fine. Sounds good.
we don't necessarily want to let them free.
No. So let's bring him to that group and. I mean,
Or I guess this is my lawful good side speaking. Obviously, we could ransom him to his friends if they're in the gambling tent.
The lawful good guy ransoming them to his friends.
Try not to drink too
well,
much.
you know, we're affecting his rescue.
Right.
For money.
Well, you know, no one works for free.
We just paid 15 gold for pretty much no information.
18.
Oh, it was 18, that's right.
Wait. I'm here to
Technically-
rescue you. Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Technically, it's 19.
Oh,
All right.
19.
Hey, all right, buddy. I got a offer for you. What was the wizard's name again?
Valen Night Sky.
Valen Night Sky was killed 4 or 5 days ago.
Okay.
Was it your group? And why did he get killed?
He says, I have no idea. I wasn't part of it. I don't know. My group might have killed him. There's, you know, it's not like we know everything about everything. I don't know.
Yeah, like Sergeant Schultz over here.
Okay.
When you've gambled in the gaming tent, do you know what is the game of choice that they play usually?
Dice.
And do they usually have cheaters and funny dice, or are they on the up and up?
Yes to both.
I'm untying his hand, and I'm using my med kit to wrap it up and secure the fingers, so at least they'll heal correctly.
You're playing both good cop and bad cop now.
Yeah. The last thing I have for you that I'll ask, you've obviously played the dice games that are in the tent there.
You know, I played a little bit, yeah.
Is there someone who is the big cheese in there that always seems to win and is like got the big trophy on always winning the big pools?
No, you'd be an idiot to do that. You'd wind up like your friend Valen Night Sky.
But who was that person? What's the name of that person?
Person.
The one that is the big cheese in there.
What did I just say to you? You'd be an idiot to do that. Nobody is winning all the pots. Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So there's not a
Nobody.
dominant
Yeah, we're not stupid. You know, if the dominant guy wins all the time, it's obvious he's cheating, and why usually winds up dead.
So how do I let you go?
You untie me.
I know that part. And not have you go to your friends and come back with a big group.
He says, at this point, I just want to get the hell out of here. I don't know how you can trust me. You tell me what I got to do.
You're going to leave town, and you're not going to come back. If I see you again, we're going to kill you.
Okay.
Anybody else have an objection to me letting him go?
Yeah, let him go.
That's fine.
Did I knock out any of his teeth when I hit him in the mouth?
You... I can't read what that says. I just rolled a 4-sided, like, out of the tower. Oh, it's a 1. You knocked out one of his teeth.
So he's recognizable.
I kept thinking that was a 7, but it was actually a 1.
I'm
just
going
so-
to.
I'm going to tell him, just so you know, I'm pretty good at hiding, and I'm going to be following you from a distance. You won't be able to see me. And if I don't see that you leave as instructed, I will definitely be making sure that you can't walk again. So you won't see me, but I'll be seeing you.
I'm going to untie him the rest of the way and basically kick him away from me. Say, get the fuck out of here.
All right. So he starts heading towards the northeast side of town, or excuse me, northwest side of town. He is off in that direction.